Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Now today, I'm going to talk about something you might not expect. And that is, what are my 5 favorite modern Rolex models? Which would I add to my collection and why? Now I know I've gotten a little bit of a heat of being a Rolex hater, and while that might not necessarily be untrue, I think we need to delve into it a little bit. And of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my H. Moser Pioneer on the orange strap. Getting hot in Miami, perfect time to bust out a water-resistant strapped, water-resistant rubber strapped watch. And also, guys, don't forget to check out DelrayWatch.com. We actually just had a massive drop of some very cool and quirky inventory. Some of the highlights are a Girard-Perregaux Laureato Absolute Light, a skeletonized Laureato with a case made of sapphire. Clear sapphire, skeletonized, absolutely stunning, brand new, unworn, and with a heavy discount from retail. We got in a pre-owned and complete set Glashütte Original CQ Panorama date with the bracelet and the blue dial. You guys are always asking me about this, and I predict this will sell immediately, especially because it is the cheapest one in the world. So if you're interested in this watch, hurry the hell up and go to Delray Watch. And also, my personal favorite, a Breguet Tradition with a tourbillon and fusee chain. A pocket watch looking dial with a fusee chain kind of power transition. Of course, a tourbillon escapement. Absolutely stunning. This is Breguet's, all their highlights and tradition of watchmaking comes out in this particular piece, and it is absolutely stunning. All at DelrayWatch.com, link in the description below. So yeah, guys, I've kind of got a rap as a Rolex hater. I'm not really defending that because I do think they're awful value for money, and I do stand behind the fact that I think you can get a lot more for the money than a Rolex. Even though the market is coming down, prices are still too high. That being said, I've owned some Rolexes in the past. I do still like some Rolexes. Once again, just not at this current price. So I figured I'd make you a list of my favorite modern Rolexes. And would I own them today? Probably not, because they are massively expensive for what they are, but it doesn't mean I don't like them and I wouldn't happily accept one as a gift. And in no particular order, we're going to start with the white dial Rolex Milgauss, an absolutely beautiful watch, one of Rolex's very rare white dial sports watches. This model was recently discontinued. I love the Milgauss. I love the lightning bolt second hand. I love the splash of orange. A watch that you can kind of see that makes Rolex almost look like they don't take themselves too seriously, which I think is cool because it's a brand with a very stuffy corporate image, and this one kind of shows their playful side. Absolutely love it. Very quirky, very different for Rolex. I'd wear one in a heartbeat. Our next one is a color dial Oyster Perpetual, the hot release from a year or two ago. Don't love the 41 millimeter case, so I'd probably stick with the original 39 in like rhodium or blue, but the 41 in the new hot colors are also cool. Rolex's entry-level watch, even though they're massively marked up depending on the color. This is a no-nonsense watch with a splash of color, which I like, and I think especially suits Miami very well. Comfortable bracelet, simple time-only movement, water-resistant, and it's kind of the perfect Rolex. Now on to a watch that I used to own, the Rolex Submariner Hulk. I love the Hulk. Why? Because it's an iconic Submariner, but not as boring as the one you see every 5 minutes in black. I mean, hell, there's more Submariners than there are herpes in the world. What's going on with that? And I love the Hulk because it's that iconic design, but with the green dial and the green bezel. I don't love the new Cermet or Starbucks because it's half a Hulk. Green bezel but black dial? In fact, the market doesn't love it either because they're trading for less than a Hulk. I love that you get the iconic look, but with the splash of green. As you guys can tell, I love color. I think this was a very interesting watch. Unfortunately, I let it go because the price just got way too high and it didn't make sense for me to keep it, but absolutely beautiful. Now a watch some people know I like if you've been watching this channel a long time, and that is the Rolex Patriot. This is the gold GMT Master with the ruby and sapphire and diamond bezel. Just a big FU watch. I absolutely love it. I love the stonework, which I can appreciate because I've worked for many jewelers. I love the gem setting. It's a watch that doesn't apologize for itself. It's not as ugly as like a rainbow Daytona or the cheetah Daytona. They took the iconic Pepsi bezel and just set it with gems in the same color of the original Pepsi bezel. I think this is a super duper cool watch, and by far my favorite Rolex. I adore it. And now, last but not least, probably the least loved Rolex, but I love it. That is the Rolex Prince. What's the Prince? Part of the Cellini line that is now discontinued. It was the rectangular manual wind Rolex in precious metal. Here we had Rolex's best finished movement of the time. Best finished movement, it was a shaped movement, and it was a manual wind, all of which were very, very rare in Rolex. Yes, it had this neo-vintage Art Deco case, which people didn't love, but it kind of showed what Rolex could do as a company, making a movement just for this watch, finishing it to a pretty high degree, considering it's Rolex. And it's just so quirky. These, mark my words, are going to shoot up in value like crazy just because of the rarity. And I absolutely adore it. If I was going to wear a tux, now they say you shouldn't wear a watch with a tux, but if I was going to wear a watch with my tux, I'd wear a Rolex Prince. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you did, really does help. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. And go check out Delray Watch, because literally we just dropped a ton of great new inventory. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.